Welcome to The Explainer. All right, today we're tackling insurance, but we're going to do it a little differently. Instead of some dry textbook definition, we're looking at it through a really specific local lens, the website of an insurance agency in Dehradun, India. It's going to give us this amazing on-the-ground look at how this stuff is actually talked about and sold to real people.
So our journey kicks off with this really powerful slogan from the source. I'll read the Hindi first. Jeevan ki suraksha jeevan ke saath and Jeevan ka vikas bhi. Now what that means is security of life with life and also the development of life. And that one phrase, it just nails the whole idea we're digging into today. The point isn't just about a safety net for when you're gone. It's about having a tool to build a better life, right here, right now.
Okay, so before we jump into the different kinds of products, let's back up a second. What is insurance really promising us? What's the fundamental why of it all?
And you know, our source actually asks this exact question. The answer it gives, it really gets to something deep, a core human need. We're talking about something that goes way beyond just money. It's about that feeling of safety, right? Especially in a world that can feel pretty uncertain.
So the source breaks this why down into three really simple but powerful promises. You've got the practical side of things, protection from unexpected expenses. You know, when life throws you a curveball, then there's the emotional angle, peace of mind, just knowing you're covered. And finally, you've got the stuff you just have to do, fulfilling legal requirements, like, say, motor insurance in India. It really does cover all the bases.
And this slide, it just lays it all out, doesn't it? The difference is night and day. On one side, life without insurance. You're basically out there facing those financial storms all on your own. But with it, you've got that safety net. It's a huge shift from that constant nagging worry of what if to a real sense of protected stability. And that frees you up to focus on that whole development of life thing we talked about.
Okay, so how does this promise actually get delivered? Let's zoom in and focus on the biggest player in the Indian market, the company that's really at the heart of our source, the Life Insurance Corporation of India. You'll know it as LIC.
Look, if you want to understand insurance in India, you have to understand LIC. I mean, it's the country's oldest and biggest provider, famous for its reliability and just massive network. For millions of people, LIC isn't just some company. It's a household name. It's a cornerstone of their financial world, a real symbol of trust.
And this is where you can really see that philosophy in action. These LIC policies, they're built to be these multi-purpose financial tools. It's not just about a death benefit. They've got tax advantages, investment returns, you can get a loan against them for emergencies, and there are even maturity benefits if you outlive the term. It's really designed to support you through your whole life.
All right, let's get practical for a minute. The website we're looking at lists a bunch of specific policies. We're going to check out 3 of them to see how they're tailored for different life goals and, different levels of comfort with risk.
First up, we've got Jeevan Labh. This is a classic endowment plan. The key thing here is that it's non-linked. So what does that mean? It means your returns aren't tied to the ups and downs of the stock market. This is really for the person who values safety first, who wants a predictable, guaranteed result at the end of the day.
Now, on the complete other end of the spectrum, you've got something like Index Plus. This is a ULIP, or a unit-linked insurance plan, and this one is tied to the market. So it's built for someone with a higher risk appetite, someone who's okay with turning their premium into an active investment that could potentially bring in much higher returns.
And then there's a kind of hybrid, New Jeevan Anand. This one's called a participating plan. What that means is policyholders actually get to share in the company's profits through bonuses. So it's trying to give you the best of both worlds, right? A nice, stable foundation, but with the potential for an extra kick if the company does well.
Okay, I know. All these different options and terms can feel like a lot. So let's take a second and just decode some of the common jargon you'll see on the site, just to make sure we're all on the same page.
So first up is this word rider. The easiest way to think about it is like an optional upgrade. You know how when you buy a new car, you can add on things like a sunroof or better speakers? It's the same idea. You can add a rider to your basic policy for extra coverage, like for accidental death or a critical illness. It just enhances what you've already got.
Next up, sum assured. And this is the big one. This is the bedrock. It's the guaranteed core amount of money that the insurance company promises to pay your family no matter what.
is the absolute foundation of that financial safety net we've been talking about, the minimum amount they can count on. So, with all this, how on earth do you choose? Well, the source actually lays out a really clear three-step process. Step 1. Take a look at your own needs, your age, your income, who depends on you. Step 2. Compare the different plans out there. And Step 3, and this is something the source really hammers home, talk to a qualified agent. And that leads us perfectly into our last section today, the human element in all of this, the insurance agent. Because remember, our source isn't just some generic website. It's the virtual office of two specific agents, Gaurav Deepgadam and Pankaj Verma.
And when you look at the list of services they offer, it tells you something really important. The agent's job doesn't just stop once you've signed on the dotted line. They help with things like reviving an old policy, updating your bank details, changing your nominee, even helping with policy loans. The way they position themselves is as your long-term partner, someone who's there to help you manage this thing for years and years.
And that really brings us to the final big question that this whole local perspective leaves us with. In today's world of apps and algorithms for everything, what's the real value of human guidance? When you're trying to navigate some of life's biggest financial decisions, could it be that the most critical policy of all isn't a piece of paper, but a person? It's definitely something to think about. Thanks for tuning into The Explainer.